Fortunately though, it is Galcium versus Knef, so at least Magia will be toting some browns in there to make it more identifiable. And we are fighting on Firebase Krill. Seems to be quite a popular map at the moment, Firebase. Not a big fan of it myself. There's a few strange bits of line of sight blocking, but we are kicking off here with Magia. And he is going for 2 RU, 2 CU. And is he keeping his base run? It's hard to say, we will see. And let's reveal Michael, who is up here in the north, focusing CUs. Now, Michael is a new name to me. I haven't seen him before. Magia is well known, however. So we shall see who comes out on top here. Base runner idling near base. In both cases, not even moving out with them yet. Now let's see what is... Magia is getting early sand skimmer fab. And is he moving out to... Yeah, he is moving out to expand to his first expansion as quickly as possible. Full saturation on main already. Meanwhile, looks like similar opening for Michael. However, I'm not seeing anything else come out yet. That's production. Magia already producing sand skimmers, so Michael is a bit behind. And Magia is getting his base runner out into the field. Very passive opener, but as you can see, Magia is already getting the extra CU income off of his expansion. Meanwhile, Michael seems to be idling a bit. Nothing going on up here. He's finally getting some additional salvagers to expand, but he is definitely behind here. On the base runner. Not even putting out the scanner yet, which is a waste. That thing has a very long cooldown, so the sooner it's out, the better. So it looks like Magia is going to scout Michael soon. And in the meantime, he is going for railgun fab. Is there any sign of any tech on Michael's end? No, not yet. Neither of the tech towers coming up. Yeah. So Magia now knows that Michael is also harvesting off of the expansion and is continuing to invest in it. And you can also see at this point, Michael has nothing. It's even, yeah. And just the presence of this one sand skim pushing him off, not really worth it. Needs to keep mining as much as he can. He is getting a sand skimmer of his own, which I presume is just to push that off, but this is incredibly risky. If Magia is planning to be very aggressive, Michael is very susceptible at the moment. Sand skimmer duel going on here. But it looks like Magia is going to get the best of that, grabbing that high ground quickly. Health difference is there. Really need to... Yeah. Is he going to break line of sight? Yes, he is. That sand skimmer is going to survive. Again, I really don't agree with this. If you're going to just idle your base runner at the beginning, you may as well recycle it and then rebuy it later, just for that boost in economy. The extra CUs early is just too valuable. If it's not grabbing you an artifact, it needs to be giving you that extra bit of economy. Meanwhile, we have Magia grabbing that first artifact. Now, there are 2 production cruisers here, but it doesn't look like Michael has anything on the production queue. Meanwhile, we've got assault rails coming from Magia, and they are coming across the map as well, so this could be very bad for Michael. Is there any sign of tech yet? No! Oh wait, no, there it is. So he has assault ship tech, which is a pretty poor matchup against these rails, unless he can get air. No, Michael now getting 2 assault ships out. I think he wants to control these skimmers a bit more. Again, being lured into this trap again. He's being pulled up onto this high ground, taking a lot of damage, and loses a skimmer for very little gain. Well, no gain, to be honest. In the meantime, Magia just continuing to grab artifacts, and move across with assault rails. Now moving on his main. Again, this base runner still just sat here doing nothing. What the economy is looking like at the moment. Michael sat on a small float. Could be teching air though with that money. So forces are stopping the rollout now. But this is looking incredibly favourable towards Majir right now. He has the right units. He's got armor 1 already. Meanwhile, Michael just has stock assault ships, which again are just not going to be able to catch and fire on these assault rails if they keep kiting. So all of the control is definitely with Majir right now. Again, these assault ships are going to really struggle to do damage and actually kill anything here. So we've got some skimmers coming around. It looks like they're trying to block the base runner. And Majir also has some blast drones in the back, one with each of his forces, just so that if there is a push and he needs to do damage, he's got that burst off the blast drones. Not such a good choice against the assault ships though, but we'll see. In the meantime, yeah, second production crews are now coming out. It's very late for a rail rush. I would have expected... Oh. Jim moving in now, starting to harass. Again, assault ships just don't have the mobility to keep up and really keep this off, but do manage to get down a sand skimmer. So Michael just scouting that third, make sure he's not behind on eco. And it looks like he's grabbed AA. I don't know why though. It would have been easy for him to just go into air himself, and with Majir having rails, it would be a hell of a tech push to go into air all of a sudden. So I really don't agree with that. That being said, it looks like the assault ships are pushing Majir off. He's lost his skimmers and he's been forced to back off. Just doesn't have enough units to actually follow through on this, and I think he did lose a few of the assault rails as well. Must have been caught out by the assault ships and just outright killed by the sheer damage output of 5 of them. So meanwhile, Skip catching that assault rail out. Again, this is the problem. If you can get in close on assault rails, they're just moving around it. They keep losing their target and they keep losing the ability to shoot it. Makes them very vulnerable if they get overrun. But no, Majir effectively kiting out of there, and now he's going to pick up one of these sand skimmers. Yeah, this is what you want to be doing with your assault rails every day. Kiting off, keeping them from circling you, and just putting down the damage. However, we've got a major engagement here as the assault ships come in. Are the assault rails going to be able to keep far enough out of range to avoid that damage? Yep. And so they're just going to be able to kite now and put damage on for free. However, it's quite a sizable health pool, but those assault rails can definitely get through it. In the meantime, Majir making his third artifact pickup. And it looks like Michael in the meantime has rushed into heavy rails. Yeah. Far from an optimal build order. Assault ships, missile ships, and then rails were much preferred. Just getting air to cover both bases, and he has the RU bank to have done that as well. Could easily have been running three interceptors right now, and there is no AA cover out here. Base runners just wouldn't cut it. So that said, I mean, he's only up against assault rails, so these heavy rails could definitely do work. He does need to keep some of those assault ships nearby, otherwise he's leaving himself open to these skimmers. So yeah, Majir now knows about these heavy rails, so he's backing off. He's not going to go and feed them into that rail line. Base runner pops smoke, just trying to prevent it from getting knocked out. So looks like for now Majir is just going to go for these artifacts, and he only needs 2 more, and he's already carrying 1 in. He's got a second base runner there, so this could be over shortly. Ooh, blast drones come in and wipe out the third expansion. Meanwhile, you've got to keep in mind, Majir is setting up his third, but has not got on mining yet. I think he's very focused on keeping control of the mid right now, grabbing these artifacts and ending this fight, so he's not so worried about his economy. Both players with quite a substantial float. This is a misplay. If he'd been round here, he could have done a lot of damage and pushed in. He's swept around the back. It may work. He might be able to snipe these off, but it's going to be difficult. Meanwhile, Majir has actually now teched into air. Something which, although he has a missile ship, it's just sat at the back here. So stay a bit further back. You don't want to be trading with those assault rails if you can help it. Pushing in now, doing the damage, but those base runners are getting through. Yeah, Michael moving just in time, mitigates some of that damage. None of the rails going down yet, but I think it's over. I don't think he's going to be able to catch these now. Yep, that's it. Too little, too late, I'm afraid. And Majir handily picks up game one. That is unfortunate. Michael definitely could have come back there, but he just left himself so far behind with his build order, teching into assault ships, missile ships and rails when he could have just ticked the assault ships into air and used air to basically do both the AA roll and that sort of heavy damage that you get from rails. Would have been far more effective. But we'll see what we get in game two. As far as the round of 16, I've mixed it in with the round of 8. I was hoping it was going to be in some kind of order, however the replays are all over the place right now. So I've just done Majir versus Michael, which I'm pretty certain is from the round of 8. And then, yeah. So it doesn't make much sense to me, because if they're in time order, it should be that the round of 16 are at the bottom here, but it just simply isn't the case right now. But I will keep an eye out and make note of when the round of 16 comes up. It's unfortunate. Did kind of rush this pack together. It's just I expected it would just be in the correct order based on the way it times things. I don't see how the round of 16 could have ended up being behind. Yeah, but that would mean that the round of 16 should be played before the player is in the round of 8. So, oh, so that's kind of weird. Okay, did not expect that, but that does explain the weirdness. Fair enough, but for now we shall move on to game 2 and try and figure out how to reorganize these then. That is really funky. But yeah, worst case scenario may just skip over the 16, but it is a shame. It made sense to me at the time. Unfortunate, but let's get game 2 running here. So we continue with Michael versus Majir Pack 2. Now, to be honest, Michael lost game 1 mostly off the tech order. He put himself very far behind and let Majir dominate the battlefield for too long. And that gave Majir all the time he needed for those artifacts. Let's see what he's able to pull out now, as we'll be able to see from his perspective. So in the south, in black and red, we have Michael, and he's focusing CUs off the bat. In the north, we have Majir Pack 2, also focusing CUs and getting out on the field. So I'm really hoping that Michael does more with his base runner here. Yep, he's getting mobile. I do feel like it was a huge mistake just sitting it back at base. It didn't do anything, it didn't contest artifacts, and it didn't get turned into CU bank. So we shall see this time though. But once again, Majir quickly going for that expansion, getting his economy rolling, and again, just seems to be very solid play, getting that expansion open as soon as possible, especially for Knef with their speed buff, which isn't active right now, and he's put in weapons for some reason. I'm worried about some kind of early aggression or a misclick. Meanwhile, Michael is again quite idle, so I don't know what he's doing right here. But he's going for a quick refinery, so he's going to grab that refinery as quickly as possible, get this opened up, and get his economy rolling. I don't like that order though. Right now he should also have salvagers on the build queue, so he can take advantage of that as soon as possible, and that's simply not happening, and it's not like he doesn't have the CUs. Bit of ER needed there. ER quickly build some salvagers, and again this is going to slow it down further. This build queue could have been used for, but I suppose again he's being super greedy then. He is literally just rushing the economy. It seems like the worst way to do it. He's not really got the economy to roll this up properly. The payout is going to be quite late, and Majira is going to have the field again. No, it's just too greedy, Michael. Far, far too greedy. Right, come on. Where's that scanner as well? Come on. No, this very, very bad, Michael. No. With nothing back here, with no presence, no military force, with such a greedy opener, the least you can do is keep Majia out in the field as long as possible. Instead, you're luring him back to your vulnerable base, and that is an awful way to go about things. If Majia actually just followed that base runner in, which looks like he might do, he'll kill it, and then he'll see that you're purely economic. He'll see that you've just got no defense here right now, and he will punish it hard. He will kill your skimmers as they're built. No, just no, very no. The build order is strong, but the build order is only strong if you can keep the enemy off. So all of this investment now, refinery mode, the extra production cruiser, just waste now. He needs to get power into his carrier and just fend this off as quickly as possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. Jir picking up 2 artifacts right off the bat. It's just too greedy, Michael. Far, far too greedy. It's disgustingly greedy. If you're going to get refinery tech early, it's off 1 production cruiser so that you can invest in moving your tech up. You cannot just go ham and invest in tech, because you just leave yourself open to this. As potent as the Calcium carrier is, it's not going to stop you from losing most of your economy. Just, yeah. Yeah, the greed is good for Majir. Yeah, assault troops going to come over, and there will be nothing. There's not going to be any tech, so there'll be no rails. He's going to be forced to just keep spamming skimmers just to hold this, and it's going to be a losing fight. Those assault ships are going to come in, and they're just going to bully what's left. So no, I don't see Michael getting anything off the ground. It's just too greedy an opening. I do feel like he would have had a bit more room to work with. He just hasn't deployed that scanner at all. He could have thrown that out there, seen what was going on, and adjusted his build from there, but real shame. I mean, I can tell that Michael is a competent player, but he's just using very inefficient build orders, or just dangerous build orders, against an opponent who is known to be aggressive. And all that investment right now, so Michael doesn't have the eco to really support moving up tech and maintaining production. So having 2 production cruisers is counter to what he needs. 600 is exactly what you need for assault ships. Has he teched rails? No. He's so focused on this fight using skimmers. But like I say, these assault ships are going to come in here now. Blast drones are on their way. They're not going to be so effective, although they are still armor 0 skimmers, so may not be the case. Magia needs 2 more artifacts. He's got Michael completely penned in, and he's got 2 base runners sat in place. Yeah, Michael, you just got to adapt, man. You can't just be overwhelmed by an offensive map control play and then play super greedy. You need to get out on the map. You need to have presence, and you need to take the fight to your enemy. Don't get me wrong, against lesser players this would be easy build to win with. Someone who's not sure what to expect from you and is willing to be passive, this will just let you completely out macro them and dominate them. But here in the Artifact Cup, aggression is quite common. Oh, and that's going to allow that handful of skimmers to pick up so many kills. Oh, that's brutal magie. Oh no. So what, that was 4 skimmers and a blast drone just dominated that entire blob? Wow. Oh no. The soul ship's moving in now. And 2 artifact grabs. I don't mean to jump the gun and say it's over, but it's over. Greedy plays, greedy plays. There is. Yeah. I would have said Michael's best bet, considering the way his economy was, would have been to go into rails, assault rails, and push out onto the map as quickly as possible, but again, he was just so far behind. Yeah, so Michael did not scout. He went super greedy. Like, his build order was refinery mode, 2 production cruisers. So he didn't even have salvagers on his expansion before investing. What's that? That's 1,300 CUs in economy, and he had no scouting information. It's just so incredibly greedy. You know, he also didn't put out his scanner in either of those matches, so I don't know. Michael could be quite new, so he just doesn't realise he has those tools. But no, playing incredibly greedy, lack of scouting, and it just left him so open to Magia's completely classic aggression, which yeah, he may have picked up from someone else. I'm not blaming anybody. But no, that knocks Michael out, and Magia goes through. From there we go on to Megarith versus Nunyadamus. Or Dambus? We'll call him Nun for now. New name to me, but starting out in the shallows, and it looks to be Coalition versus Coalition. Coalition mirrors. Who will have the AAVs and Strike Craft first? Well, Strike Fighters first, I should say. My apologies on that. I'm trying to find, because I believe Michael versus Hannibal is from the round of 16. I expected it to be at the bottom of the list when I put it in, but that does not seem to be the case. So I will be picking up those replays later. But for now, we have Nunya in his blue and yellow coalition, and he is focusing CUs. And in the north, we have Megarith in white and red, and he is also focusing CUs, getting on those RUs. But he has really poor carrier placement right now. His salvagers there are going to have to long distance. I don't know if that's going to cause him trouble or not. But yeah, his mining right now is as inefficient as it could be for this position. So he's got 2 salvagers here which are having to move back to get to the carrier, and then he's got 2 here which have to move across to here to be able to drop off. Do keep in mind that salvagers, once they've got a point of harvest, will always return to that position. So even though they could mine from here and drop off instantly, their behaviour means they'll go to the drop-off point and return to where they were mining from. and that's gonna cost Megarith economically off the bat. We'll see how he does. What do we see tech-wise right now? So, oh, Nunya is getting a second base runner. He hasn't got base runner inventory, so... Oh, no, he has 3 base runners. Oh, what kind of cheese are we gonna see here? I presume his plan is to just overwhelm his opponent with turret placements, and then take all the artifacts, because... Oh, no. No, I wish... Oh, no, please. I think what he's doing is he's going to just be putting up a lot of turrets, and that's going to cost him. If he puts down 2 turrets here, that's going to be a really bad move. It will basically entirely reverse the economic situation. And he's banking a lot of CUs and RUs right now. Is there any tech? In the meantime, there's a bit of fighting in the middle. LAVs skirmishing. Looks like Megarith getting them rolling sooner and investing more in them. Also, Nunya missing that first pickup. Is turret going down? Yep, turret's going down. But with 3 LAVs here, they're going to do a lot of damage on that turret before it starts firing. But Megarith panics and backs off. Doesn't lose an LAV though. In the meantime, that does secure this position for him. Please don't let there be turrets going down here. You don't need turrets, you do need to get these salvages working though. So there's 3 idle salvages here right now. That fact needs to change quickly. So yeah. 5 LAVs here for Megarith still. Meanwhile, Nunya has lost both of his starting LAVs, and Megarith is going to get that artifact pickup. In the meantime, is there a support cruiser? Why? Nunya? Why? No! 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 Never mind. So Megarith's inefficient main has now been negated by Nunya's even less efficient main. I'm hoping a production cruiser, but strike fighters are coming out from Nunya. Let's have a look at the tech meanwhile for... Ooh, Megarith has rushed rails. Now that is going to play very nicely into Nunya's air rush. So this is going to get interesting. In the meantime, yeah, I realise it feels like it's better than Nunya, but this is the least efficient way of setting up mining. You are best being closest to 1, so that your miners there are totally efficient, constantly mining, and then the others travel, rather than having all of them travel. In the meantime, Nunya pushing into those LAVs with high ground. That 50% damage and accuracy really showing through, and quickly costing Nunya his LAVs. In the meantime, Nunya has managed to grab one of the artifacts, and is still holding mid with that one turret there. However, there are enough LAVs here that using this bit of ground here, they could probably kill that. Maybe lose 1 or 2, but definitely enough there to deal with it. Yeah, right now this triple... Oh no, and I don't think Nunya realises he's got all these idle salvages. By the power of F3, select idle salvager. Yeah, so he's moved off of his main, which is the only thing mining right now, and he's moved up so that these idle salvagers have more efficient mining. This is hugely costly. Not that... Oh wait, no. Yeah, Megarith in the meantime got the support cruiser out to get this running efficiently, and then moved out just so that he should be a little bit closer to here, just to make these guys more efficient. But yeah, Megarith has a massive resource advantage right now. So yeah, I think Nanya is just so tense at the moment, trying to keep up with everything. He has not realised the situation he's in. He has got a support cruiser here now, though. Where is this carrier going? Why is it going there? Yeah, so now this turret's being picked at by rails. Fortunately, they're coalition rails, so it's going to take them a while to get the hits in and actually make that dead. They are getting there, though. Only take one more. There we go. And finally managed to pick that off with those three there. However, those strike crafts are coming out now. There are only one airborne. One is not going to be a threat. Why are you getting another base runner? You have three. You do not need 4 base runners. What is going on here? Oh, no, the one strike fighter quite nicely picks off a rail, and the second one is going to get another. Olivia's getting through their health, but not fast enough. 2 rails have gone down. If that strike fighter will just pull off... dead. Completely unnecessary loss there. Didn't really do much damage either to that base runner, so not worth it. Yeah, I don't think he realises at all he's got 3 idle salvages and a 3rd base runner just sat there. Yes. You totally need 4 base runners. Not skirmishers. LAVs can shoot air, but the sand skimmers cannot. LAVs are a much more versatile and useful unit than the skimmers. Oh, AA's up. So the counter is already online. Is that a... yeah, 2... Is there an AA turret in there? No, just the 2 missile batteries. Not worth staying for that fight. You need to be able to overwhelm the AA, or you're just feeding in these units. No, down goes all of that air. Yeah, so right now, Nanya is getting further and further behind on the economy, and meanwhile, Mega is getting those counters up, and it is really starting to eat through his units. Nanya is just not getting the value from these units that he needs. No, please pull it back. Please acknowledge there is AA there, and don't just throw units at it. Please. 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 No. Respect the AA. Missile batteries are bad because air can retreat before they would be killed. Do not just... Why are you building AA? Right, as an aside, everyone should keep in mind that air, specifically strike fighters and interceptors, shoot air. If you have air dominance, you do not need AA. Okay? Having strike fighters is enough AA. You don't need to build AA. Building missile batteries is the booby prize because you don't have air dominance. That said, missile batteries are really good if your opponent's quite happy to just throw single strike fighters at them. They'll happily just kind of plink away at them and make them dead. Meanwhile, base runner goes down here. Mega is really starting to take control now. Okay, if I see one more strike fighter go out by itself against a missile battery, as well as we'll just ignore. We'll presume that Nanya didn't know about the the LAVs being able to shoot, but throwing them against AA batteries, single file, I will literally lose my ship. Just okay, let's calm down. So dropping a mortar strike on those rails not really going to be effective enough to actually kill, and the turret's just completely overwhelmed by this LAV blob. Megarith getting his assault cruisers in the meantime, but this is looking very over now. The artifact count may be even, but Megarith has just completely dominated the middle. This mining zone is still not working. There is one CU collector, he's got a base runner and 3 collectors just sat there. Meanwhile, Mega has been working off 3 resources, 3 base resources, and this is looking very over now. Do keep in mind that carrier power is mostly, although, you know, Nanya has tech power. At least he sent out 3. Merely he sent them out to their death, but, you know, yeah. At least it wasn't 1. Just a general lack of respect for the fact that there is AA there. But it does show, you know, missile batteries do their role. If air is willing to sit in range and just take hits, it will take it down relatively quickly. But no, now Nunya's eking out some good value from his carrier now. He's getting in there. If he can power his armor a bit more, if you can get up to, say, power 3 in armor, the assault cruiser is going to be very ineffective. Meanwhile, got to be careful about giving targets via attack to units and then having them move elsewhere, as they will maintain their targeting. Meanwhile, what do we have here? LAV Backstab coming in here, and that is going to quite quickly clean up all of this unprotected eco. So it really is down to this carrier. Missile bombards coming down from the assault cruisers. 51%, 49% on the carrier now. Yeah, there is no room for air to operate right now. We're seeing a lot of AA Megarith. So yeah, I think it is just a case of if Nunya can get some, yeah, Nunya's just a bit overwhelmed here. The economic difference, the micro difference really showing through, and Mega just really dominating this game. And I was worried about Mega off that slight macro problem at the start. Damn. Too many base runners, 3 idle resources, 2 idle, 1 second, what was I talking about? 3 idle salvages, 1 idle base runner, 4 base runners built in the beginning. So that's 1,000 CUs in base runners. Just, oh, at the start, Megarith, the way you positioned your carrier forced the salvages at the back of your resource line to travel, and then the ones closest were under the carrier, which forced them to move out from the carrier and then move back into mining positions. So it was as ineffective as it could be for the position you were in. Majid, I like base runners too, but I don't like them enough to build 4 of them. So yeah, just no, Nanya was definitely not rich enough for 4 base runners. Now what's happened here? Why have I got the same replay twice? They were listed as game 1 and game 2. Right, we are going to have an unintended and very quick break while I get game 2 loaded properly. Some of the replays appear to have been labelled wrong, so I'm just going to be down for a minute while I get that corrected, and I will be